B. Priestley. We talked about her earlier, and she was formerly Blair Davenport, obviously, reveals she's open to having conversations with AEW following her WWE release. Yeah, why wouldn't she be? And she says, everyone knows how close me and Toni Storm are. We're like sisters. She lives in Orlando as well. We see each other often. But I'm also along the lines of I'm definitely open to having conversations with AEW, but I do also want a little bit of time just to do my own thing. That's the move, right? You leave WWE, you go get these bags from like, oh, I can get, like, my price is the highest. So let me go do like 5 shows where I get these, bags, and then I'll go get Tony's big bag. Pause. I mean, if her and Tony are like sisters, then she's obviously going to go there. I know people are like, it's Osprey's ex, but I think they'll figure it. Or is she Osprey's ex? Is that the right gal? I don't recall. Are they trained together or something? I'm not sure. Saraya Page is what she'll be known as once again, coming soon to a Monday or Friday SmackDown near you. But, she reveals on her podcast, Rule Breakers, that they tried to get her. So if you guys remember, right, Ruby Soho is in a shoot relationship with Cool Hand Ange. I think that's his nickname, right? And they have a baby. IRL, whatever. They're both not on TV. And so the Daddy Magic Taste, Matt Menard, I guess, was supposed to also get romantically involved with Saraya. Now, of all the people to get romantically involved in AEW, why them?
You what?
Right? And she was with Ronnie Radke at the time, too. Just seems very weird. But she says in AEW, there's a wrestler called Daddy Magic. They wanted me to do a love storyline with him. I've managed to go my whole career without doing a love storyline, and I wasn't going to start it. They were like, no, all he's going to do is kiss you. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I was just like, I can't do it, you guys. I just can't do it. So I turned it down. Yeah, where's the chemistry? Like, who came up with that? They have zero. So that's terrible. And thank God she turned that down. Creative freedom. So Tony Khan and former WWE star Maven were backstage together at a Collision taping recently. And Maven he's like the Chris Hansen of pro wrestling. He's like rolling up on people and doing exposés and shit. So he rolls up on a Collision. And then he goes backstage, and it's a great video. Go check it out. Shout out Maven Huffman, Maven K. Huffman, I think is the channel. And he says, I noticed you get a bad rap because I see how much you care. I see how much you put into this, going up to your guys afterwards and making sure they're okay. Dude, much respect. I will from here on out go to bat as much as I can. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Vince did that. No, did he not go? I'm not trying to compare it to Vince, but like, where did you work, Maven, where people weren't checking on you? Maybe Vince didn't. Maybe he didn't. That's good. Tony Khan, we've seen it in the 10 minutes of Tony Khan video. He goes up and he's like, are you okay? Oh, that's great. Yeah, that was great. Way to bring him in. Yeah, no, I gave you more time. No, it was good. I gave you 5 on the third. I gave you 30 on the 5. It's great. Shout out Tony Khan and shout out Maven doing the Lord's work there. So Sammy Guevara tweeted this out. One door closes, another will open. Keep going. And then Sean Ross Sapp tweets out right underneath it, and someone screen grabbed it. We have some very interesting contract news to come to Fightful Select for subscribers today. That was in regards to Willow Nightingale's contract that I guess is up in a few months. However, why is Sammy tweeting out this cryptic? One of the pillars. Really think about where all the 4 pillars are at this point in AEW, right? I called them the 4 fillers a long time ago. Got me a lot of heat with it. I definitely am curious to see what happens to Sammy in the next. I mean, I know they just stuffed him on Collision, but what the fuck? Here's Tony Khan cringe. Well, here's just a quick reminder. We've seen this one a bunch of times, but we have more. We have fresh Tony Khan cringe. It's just good to remind ourselves sometimes, right? Of all the good cringe, like when he hits you with the Antetokounmpo. We move along here, as I mentioned a moment ago. Willow Nightingale's contract with AEW expires in a few months. I expect her to re-sign, probably, if I had to guess. Is WWE like, we need Willow Nightingale? No. Would she be awesome and presented way better in WWE? Yeah. But is she presented poorly in AEW? I'd say with all the hardcore shit, yeah. I don't know. I bet they just give her good money and she's free to like do her thing and wrestle wherever she wants and shit. So I don't know. Yeah. It's interesting. Willow, yeah, I'm interested. So AEW Dynamite on Wednesday did 629,000 viewers, not including the max number, Brian, and a 0.16 in the key demo. So I guess not bad for them. It's year over year shit in the bed, man. Nothing they can really do to get that back, you know? And they're not building any stars. So as you guys can see in the thumbnail, I got Ricochet and Tony Khan as Family Guy characters there, and Excalibur's mask was featured as like a reference point on Family Guy. I didn't realize a bunch of AEW sickos. I guess like the sentiment in the IWC today was a bunch of people like, oh, they didn't even mention Excalibur AEW, and like, of course they weren't going to do that. You know, that's just the mask was used as just inspiration. You know. And it is cool that Excalibur got his mask in there, but that's because Colt Cabana, again, he's connected, man. So his brother's the director of Family Guy, and sometimes your favorite masked wrestlers make an appearance. I didn't see any sickos being like, oh, AEW getting a... I'm not saying it wasn't there, but I didn't see any personally really being like... And of course, this is anecdotal, but being like, oh, AEW gets the shout out on Family Guy or whatever. But there was a lot of, you know, WWE fans being like, oh, the sickos are losing their minds over this. It's a cool look. Nobody knows what the fuck it means. It means as much to that, like anybody just watching Family Guy when they see that Excalibur mask, it means as much to them as this match that Chris Griffin's wearing with the stars on it, right? But to wrestling fans, cool, good for them. The scene, I think we'll play the scene. Hopefully, we'll be all good, and we'll play. They make fun of wrestling fans in it. But speaking of the reason why we get made fun of, and I see a lot of people saying what I was saying like fucking a week ago or whatever, about a week ago, maybe more. I roasted Dave because he was complaining about, well, you know, AEW is just not cool, and it's just the perception is WWE's cool at WrestleMania, even though he wasn't there. And he's telling someone who was there, like, oh, you know, just the crowd, it got back to me, you know, that just the idea at Mania was like, just AEW and Tony Khan aren't cool. It's like no one was talking about AEW at WrestleMania, bro. I was saying, like, yeah, I wonder why when Dave's the one going, this is what good wrestling is, and this is what's cool, and this is what's in, and good booking is, and then you have Tony Khan acting like this. Look at him doing this like Hulk Hogan shit.
I can guarantee we're going to do that. I just might need a bigger building for that. But I think I know one. In fact, I think I've been there before.
What was that? Why did they do Hulk Hogan shit when Hulk Hogan's banished? And why was he like catching the mic? It's like a sixth grader doing shit in front of a mirror.
I can guarantee we're going to do that. I just might need a bigger building for that. But I think I know one. In fact, I think I've been there before.
I mean, just the overall sentiments that, you know, Tony Khan's not cool, Brian. Jesus Christ. So from CMLL, here's Tony Khan making an announcement.
Hi, I'm Tony Khan, the president of AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And I just want to wish a heartfelt congratulations to our friends CMLL for 11 years of CMLL Informa.
Tony, they're going to put subtitles. They're not deaf, bro. You don't have to speak. He's speaking like they're, bro, they just speak Spanish, okay? They're not retarded. The fucking subtitles will be there. You're all good. Just say what you gotta say. Thank you. Thank you, TikTok and AEW. We'll see you tonight. It's great.
Happy 11th anniversary to CMLL Informa. And here's to many more great years of Informa. and we're very excited about AEW coming to Mexico in June. We've got AEW and Ring of Honor taking on CMLL. We've got Grand Slam Mexico, and of course, Fantastica Mania Friday. It's going to be a great week, and I'm so excited for AEW making our debut in Arena Mexico. It's a dream come true, and I'm so excited about 11 years of CMLL Informa. Congratulations, my friends. See you soon.
It's great. Okay, and cut. Oh, that's my guy, man. TK's my guy. So says it will be a great night of tribute to Mongo in Chicago at AEW Collision. Beach break. Let's all honor and remember Mongo for the amazing. So yeah, we lost Mongo. We lost Sabu. His strength and resilience was unparalleled, an all-star athlete with a genuine soul. He was truly one of a kind. I know he will be watching from above as we pay tribute to him on this special night. See you there. So I guess Flair was in the building. Mercedes Moné lost the New Japan Strong Women's Championship to AZM at Resurgence. However, someone else got pinned, and Mercedes Hogan didn't even take the pin. Mina took the pin, and Mercedes is like, what? So she hasn't even lost still in any way. Not that I'm like, she has to lose, but it's really hard to convince people otherwise that even this is how you drop the title. This is super Hulk Hogan style, dude. Oh my god. I can't believe it. So Monty Brown, the alpha male, wow. And Jeff Jarrett reunited at Dynamite tonight. I fucking love this dude, man. He was like my favorite TNA wrestler for sure. And then they just fucked him up in WWE CW, you know? Shout him out though. Here is Mercedes Moné, and I wanted to put this in the title, but you know, sometimes there's not enough room for the Cia. And here's her interacting with fans. I've covered it here so much on this show, and I've broken down how she just seems bitter. She just hates her fucking fans. Meanwhile, she has this fan service. Pay me $99.99, and you can get a text message from me, the CEO of wrestling. Just look at this stank ass attitude around her fans.
You did get it right. You did. Yeah, don't skip the photo. Skip the photo. Skip the photo. No, you didn't get pinned. No, that wasn't you. She didn't get pinned. She didn't get pinned. No, stand 10 toes down. Stand 10 toes down. What'd you say? No, yeah, tell him.
Mina lost. That's who lost.
He folded.
Mina lost, and you should have slapped her harder. She should have got slapped harder.
Is it almost midnight? I want this day to be over.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Get that title back.
So again, AEW, man, they're struggling with their identity. Another thing we chronicle here on the show. There's a lot of people, do you notice in the IWC just saying like, I'm AEW free. Like, I haven't even been watching AEW. Fuck it. And I've been like that with collisions. I've been missing them here and there, not catching it all, not really caring. Like, usually if I miss anything, I have to go back, and it's happened now. You know, it's starting to happen where you just don't give a shit. And now they got Sum 41. Shout them out. I love Sum 41, a good old Canadian band there, bud. And yeah, they chose You Wanted War, I guess, as the new. They keep changing the song every like 3 weeks, man. This isn't how you get people to watch stuff. People need to like hear something and associate it with your show and stuff like that, you know? And they're just not going to do that when you change the song every week. A great song for a wrestling show, though. If they had just gone with this. I don't know if this works as well for Dynamite, though. Their original shit, like Break the Rules, Dynamite, man, like that was a good one as well. But I don't know. They should have went with this instead of the Pointer Sisters and just ran with it this whole time. I feel like for Collision, this would suit that better, like a Saturday Night Wrestling show, this song. Not a bad song at all, but yeah, why? Why can't we just stay locked in? And so, Becky Lynch isn't the only professional wrestler in Happy Gilmore 2. All Elite Wrestling's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, also has a role in the film, per Variety. Becky Lynch had this to say about MJF. She said, he's a very nice boy. Great chats. Of course, he knows he'd lose in a promo battle, but we had great chats. Unfortunately, it was way before this happened, but I feel like he would completely agree with everything that I'm saying about Lyra. And then MJF goes, agree with Bex fully on Lyra. She seems like a horrible person and clearly a gross poor. Enjoyed my time with the man on set. A very nice girl and an upstanding citizen. However, not too sure about her thoughts on a potential promo battle. Hashtag better than you. Yeah, I'm going to like and retweet that. That's good. I like that banter back and forth. MJF sort of like having a bit of a resurgence, like kind of rebuilding with the Hurt Syndicate, trying to get his shit back under control and under wraps here. Happy Gilmore 2, I hope, is good. I heard it's, well, whatever. I don't like to shit on stuff before it comes out and try and sway people's opinions, but yeah. I haven't heard the best shit. Thekla has agreed to terms with AEW and has officially signed with the company. And one thing Tony's doing good, man, this little poison spider's like crawling up under the AEW logo. If you blink, you miss it type thing. But this spider's just been showing up, and I guess that's her gimmick. She's the toxic tarantula or whatever. I don't fucking know. Spider girl. So yeah, that's like her little tease of I'm going to be here soon. And that's cool, man. This lady's got a great look. Apparently WWE was eyeing her up, and hopefully she adds something to this women's division and they build her up properly and they run with her and they fucking build a star here. Fingers crossed. What more can I say? Here is Taz, who is synonymous, right? And I put the polls in the chat, youtube.com/@ProWrestleTimes and @ProWrestleClips if you're watching live. The polls in the chats are, and if you're on X, come on over to YouTube. Who is Sabu's best WWE opponent? Because we all know, yeah, he had Crazy Man and Rob Van Dam I put in there, even though, he teamed with him a bunch and we know his crazy matches over the years, right? But like in WWE, he did have a run there, and in WWE CW, and he created some moments that live in infamy, like his table spot with John Cena through the announce table, the spot with Rey Mysterio through the table, right, with the DDT where the match was stopped. He wrestled Big Show a bunch and actually like fucking made Big Show work, made it work for what they were trying to do with him. Big Show was a guy, y'all got to remember that Paul Heyman was always like, if I had a federation, like give me Big Show. And you can go back. There's interviews and Paul said that before. And, Big Show was on Paulie's SmackDown as well, right? Like that's been one of his guys. Paul, of course, famously turned on Brock and went with Big Show. Big Show's a Heyman guy, through and through. But where was I going with that? Yeah, but Sabu, though, he had some great matches with some guys in WWE when you really break it down. Because everybody's bringing up, like, here's all of his ECW highlights and all that shit. Or here's him in old WWE. He was cooking in old WWF as well in the 90s, like when he was featured there a couple times. Once or twice, I think, right? So, yeah, who do you think his greatest WWE opponent was, right? Because that shit goes overlooked. And he gave us some moments, some Sabu moments for sure. But Taz, man, synonymous with probably Sabu's greatest rival, his greatest opponent, And so Taz, he says, my words are a little bit frazzled. Let's just listen to him try and get through remembering his friend,
Hey, guys, let's come to you with a heavy heart right now. As many of you might have heard, unfortunately, the legendary, the great Sabu.
Someone in chat says many ECW guys weren't big fans of the Sabu style matches, as RVD has shown. Yeah, and RVD and Sabu weren't a big fan of the other guys' style of matches. Famously, RVD tells stories like Sabu would sit in the corner and just be like, this guy's the shits, this guy's the shits, these guys are the shits. Yeah, listen to what Taz has got to say here.
Who has passed away last night, I believe, at the age of 60. Breaks my heart. I literally was just watching a video late last night. I was just messing around on YouTube, and then I saw an interview he did like a year ago, Sabu, and his sense of humor, just, I know it. Like he had me laughing, and I was just watching this interview that was old. Like I was just thinking about him. It was just last night, literally last night, and And I got this news today from some ECW guys. Look, I would not have had the career that I have had, and I've been blessed to have, if it wasn't for Sabu. Like, that man got me over, and he didn't have to get me over, and he did. He did. We both debuted for ECW in 1993 in the ECW arena against each other. Many know that, but what you don't know, like, he was the guy who was getting the big push. He was going to be Heyman.
Notice Taz said got me over too. He got me over. He didn't have to get me over. Because why? Because I'm pretty sure Taz went over. Sabu didn't put Taz over because Taz didn't. I'm pretty sure Taz beat Sabu more times than not, right? So Sabu helped get him over, but didn't put him over. That's always a debate, right? It's two different things, but it's like the same thing. Anyways.
Heyman wanted to push the heck out of him, and rightfully so. My job was to come in for one match and wrestle him and put him over, and Sabu didn't have to let me
put him over there. There you go. So I guess Taz did put Sabu over. But how many times didn't they clash? Didn't they clash a handful of times?
Do anything in that match. He could have just, it was about him, not about.
Yeah, because wasn't his debut, Taz's debut, when he had hair and was barefoot, I'm pretty sure it was against Sabu. And then down the line, they became great rivals, right? So amazing shit.
Me, and he was so grateful to me, and I'll never forget it. Even though we became very deep rivalry, love-hate type thing, but more love than hate. He got me over. Like, he got me over every time we stepped in the ring or anything we did. Like, when I came back with my injury, like, without him, I would not have accomplished anything. But what Sabu has accomplished in his career has been amazing. This guy is amazing, and he's just a great-hearted soul. I'm going to miss him immensely. I feel horrible about this. Rest in peace, my brother Sabu. Please, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Sabu was on Legion of Skanks podcast like a week ago. It's unfortunate. So here is the clip from Family Guy. Shout out Fox. Let's check it out.
The student you're matched up against today is Chris Griffin. He's not much of an athlete, so go easy on him. I wonder where he is anyway.
By God, it's the Griffinator from the top rope. Yeah! As a husky kid on the spectrum, this is the only kind of wrestling I'm into.
You don't have to explain yourself to me, Chris. As an adult whose bath mat is newspapers, I'm pretty into it too.
Yeah, and I mean, if people are going to, why is nobody pointing out that basically, if you really want to get meta about the joke, he puts an Excalibur mask on and is like, I'm into it too, after they just called AEW fans fat autists, basically, right? Am I wrong about that? He puts an Excalibur mask on. Oh, it's a call to an AEW wrestler. So he's like, this is the only kind of wrestling I like. So if anything, that was like a diss at AEW, if people want to break it down any type of way. If you want to be meta and be like, oh, well, it's an AEW mask, it's alluding to AEW. If that's how people want to play that, okay. That was a diss to AEW on Family Guy. It's the only way to interpret that. And pro wrestling fans in general at the start. But then when he puts the Excalibur mask on, then he's like, I'm into it too. It's like, well, that's a shot directly at AEW. So I tweeted out, we had a great discussion with Awful Wrestling about, AEW's pushing out their own book, their own bullshit revisionist history book. And I tweeted out, AEW's book is bullshit if Cody and Brandy Rhodes weren't interviewed for it. And then Teal Rhodes liked that shit. So Ricochet hopes he never returns to WWE again. Good riddance, I guess. I don't think anybody wants him back, especially after recently. So AEW Dynamite did 629,000, NXT did 652, and Neckbeard says, but hey, I'm sure Dynamite got another 500,000 viewers on Max. I'm also sure that this can be proven, and it's not just made up based on speculation. Yeah, those Max numbers are complete bullshit on so many fucking levels. And yeah, you guys will see over the next, I'm telling you, 2026 is going to be insane for WBD. So Julian Weeks says, I'm crying because Javon cooks Ricochet. We'll circle back to that, okay? So Mercedes Monea says that she wants to wrestle Athena. And she says, that's what I've been dreaming about. Maina eventing all in this is our Super Bowl. This is our AEW, of course. Biggest pay-per-viewer of the year. And you're talking to the biggest star in all of professional wrestling. In all of women's wrestling. I put women's wrestling on the map to a do that in Texas. Well, I am the Beyonce of wrestling. How many things of wrestling are you? I have a list. And I cannot wait to show everybody not only my dance, my gear, my new do, my outfit, my look. See, she actually says that shit. Just the matcha alone. And she told that to Denise Salcedo, right? So she dropped the one belt, just my look and everything. And so Ricochet's wrestling Zach Gowen. So Montez Ford takes a dude's leg. It goes viral. Ricochet's like, I'll do that. Aha. And then he fucking wrestles Zach Gowen, I guess, and took his leg. And yes, Zach Gowen, the guy from the Mr. America angle on SmackDown all those 20 years ago. Yeah, that dude. And so shout him out for getting a payday and shit. That angle got so much heat, like that whole storyline when Brock was like F5ing him and bloodying him up and F5ing his one leg into the post and shit. Because they did such a good job of building up Brock as like when he F5s you into the ring post, your leg was cooked. And Zach only had one leg, and that got so much heat with me as a kid. But yeah, I was a fucking kid. So this is cool, I guess. Who watched this? You all let me know. This is on the 14th, actually, in a couple days. So I'll be excited to check that out. We'll be watching it live. AEW's Josh Alexander is the first ever Maple Leaf Pro Canadian champion. He won a 20-man gauntlet, so shout him out. MLP Canadian heavyweight champ there. More on Ricochet. So he got cooked by Javon Evans, and he also had this to say. Had a signing all day today in Lodi, California. Hundreds of people. Funny thing, no one said I made a mistake and that my career is in the dumps. No one mentioned anything negative at all, actually. Weird. It's just bait for people to react to. This is like AIR gold level shit. And then he's like, don't worry, big bro. Next time you come to Detroit, I'll speak up. And then Ricochet's like, hopefully I never have to come back to that shit town. I think people just know you're a cunt now. Ricochet goes, why? Because I'm calling out the toxic tribalists like you, people who would never do shit in real life. Pussy ass boy. Oh, man, he's right. People won't do shit, but I don't know, man. The wrong one. You just never know. And, like, I don't know what Ricochet trains. Maybe he knows jujitsu and shit. But, like, bro, I don't know if those cartwheels and shit, dude, gonna do too much. Ricochet just stole Zach Gowen's leg. So.
No! You can't agree with this!
I mean, why are they always doing stuff after WWE does the stuff? You guys know what I mean? Like Montez Ford grabs a dude's leg and hits someone. It goes viral. Then all of a sudden, like a week later, Tony's like, I know, call Zach Gowen. We'll do it better. But honestly, good for Ricochet. He's really getting heat on him. I just don't know if this is the kind of heat where people will welcome you back when you try and do that babyface shit eventually, you know? So someone posted, this is from Wrestling News Co. And maybe they fucking blocked me. I don't know. They've fallen off so hard, but they posted this thing, and I think they're a UK media thing. So I'm sure Bruv just reached out to them and was like, Bruv, block this cunt, Bruv. But it was like Will Ospreay is quoted saying, I hate WWE. I hate the hard cam, Bruv. And I quote tweeted it, and I was like, Ospreay hates the hard cam because there's no fucking people on that side of the buildings he wrestles in, Bruv. And yeah, that shit. I don't know if I'm blocked or that was deleted or what. But there's an MSN.com article as well saying that WBD likely headed towards a massive breakup. Hate it or love it, I speak the truth. And you guys can check out this article, okay? WBD is like 38 billion in debt or some shit. Right. And their shares climb as CNN parent company weighs splitting off cable assets. And it surged more than 4% on the news. But why? Can we just explain why real quick? It's because Trump and all the shit he's doing, right? He's doing crazy. He always does. That guy does a lot of shit. Love or hate him, whatever. I'm not in America, so I don't give a shit. I don't get political or whatever. But it seems like he's always doing stuff, like whether he's signing a thing or going here and talking to this guy or doing this. And that's why the news surges. You guys know that. The TV ratings and shit for the news surges when Trump's in office. And so that's why, man. But CNBC reported Thursday as a media companies explore WBD shares surged more than 4%. Warner Bros. Discovery missed first quarter revenue estimates. And yeah, it's, I don't know. They're going to break it down. So if this Superman shit doesn't go off well for them, they might sell DC rights and stuff over to Disney or something, you know, which like I don't want, but at the same time, it might happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure, but this is stuff I've been talking about for a long time. If it interests you, if you guys go way back in PWT, I was like, dude, in 1 year, you're going to see like layoffs. WBD, go back, and like with DC, big layoffs coming and shit. It happened. Their comic book offices, they shrunk down and everything. This is a while back, and so just speaking from that aspect of it, and just seeing what, you know, Zaslav's been saying himself, like about Max and what kind of content they want on there. I'm not saying this is a haha at AEW, but it's just the fact of the matter. Max is not pulling in numbers and shit that these folks are trying to have people believe. Sting wanted to go out with a bang. So Sting talked about his retirement on his AEW run, and he says, it was fun going through tables and jumping off a balcony. It was just great. I think that was a Tony Khan quote that got mixed up in translation there. Sting's just reading off a card that Tony Khan wrote him. It was fun going through tables and jumping off a balcony. It was just great. Thank God he didn't hurt himself like Edge, though. So Ricochet, though, got cooked by Javon Evans, right? We've talked about Ricochet. He's been a bit of a through line. And there were a couple back and forths. Back and forth. Check out my gravel pit. And I can't remember where the rest is. I thought I had the rest bookmarked, dude. It is what it is, man. But basically, Ricochet, and I will pull it up. And so Ricochet, someone brings up a list of like high flyers, and someone's like, oh, what about Javon Evans? And Ricochet's like, I'd squash him. And then Javon goes, my bad. I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels, something that you don't have or do, but I bet yo brown egg head ass would squash me if Tony told you to. Much love, OG. Damn. And then Ricochet's like, brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you was like 12. Then went on to become multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy. And yeah, if Tony asked me, I'd definitely beat your ass, huh? Let's fucking go. I love this, man. I love this back and forth right here. I'd definitely beat your ass, huh? I'll beat that ass, ho. I'll beat that ass, ho. You guys hear that song? So Javon goes, you learned from HBK when I was 12 and became a multiple-time champion. Now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week for a crackhead. Oh, shit.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Shit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, shit. For a crackhead, that's so ruthless. Talk about an upgrade, am I right? And then Javon's like, sounds like Mr. Khan isn't giving you enough attention, so you had to come for a successful ass youngin. You're giving me the most views on my posts, and I'm finally helping you get the most attention you've ever had in your career. All love. Oh my God. There's a lot of sickos melting down too, being like, oh, Javon he just came off like a child and blah, blah, blah. It's like he is. He's like 19. You fucking idiots. The worst part about X is everybody acting like they've never done anything bad in their life ever. You know, they're just all infallible. You have to dissect every fiber and stitch and piece of fabric of every person. And if one thing's off kill, it's just so judgmental and cunty. I've dropped like 4 of those this show. Get your super chats. I'm going to check in with chat right away, but we're getting yellow flag today. This is pretty wild, though. There's some people like, oh, he better not ever get released from WWE. I don't think they will release him. They put him in so many like big positions for his level or whatever. But that is hilarious. The back and forth. Ricochet's honestly great, too. I know some people are mad at him. I love him trolling people and shit. I do think it's funny. I get a kick out of it. And yeah, moving along here. I think we got 1 or 2 left in AEW news. We got 1 left here. Here's Harley Cameron and Anna Jay. And they're a great pairing together for obvious reasons. There's Cass.
Anna,
Look, I just wanted to let you know that you did great out there, okay? And I know it didn't turn out, how we planned, but I just want you to know I'm going to stick beside you. And I mean, you look better than ever. I don't know about these khaki pants, and we're going to have to shave your legs. But I want you to know that I think this alliance is fantastic.
Chloe,
And
where have you been? I've been looking for you.
Hannah, you're here. And whose fat ass is this?
Yes.
Who's Anna? Where are you guys?
Good for you, sir.
If you're here, then whose fat ass is this? Just her delivery's so good.
What in the...
And they didn't go for like the cheap fart joke or anything, right? That's a good bit right there. Harley Cameron's amazing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was great.
The best guy's Tony Khan.
And that was AEW news.
HED.